Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain how you can make tons and tons of gold with the new timewalking raid, the Blackrock Depths. So during the WoW 20th anniversary event that will last until January 6th, you will be able to do this raid and you will be able to do it in different difficulty mode. So here, if you go here, you will be able to see that you can do it in LFR, normal and heroic. And in heroic, it will reward you with some hero gear with an high level minimum of 610, which is really good. So all the different items that you will get from the different bosses will be binds when picked up. However, one thing that is very interesting is the fact that there are a lot of really good BoE items that can drop from the raid, and these different BoEs will scale with the timewalking difficulty and will also be available with an high level of 610, and there will be hero gear that can then further be upgraded. So here, as you can see, for instance, you have already a lot of these different items that are up on the auction house, and some of them are selling for millions of gold simply because they have a really high level. Again, they are hero items, so you can then further upgrade them. And one important thing to note is also that some of these items are very interesting. So for instance, here you have the Spire of the Stoneshaper. This is a staff. And when you use it, you will gain a shield that absorbs 90% of physical damage up to 4.9 million total damage for 10 seconds. So these are the type of extra abilities that are actually very useful, especially for people who are doing maybe Mythic Plus or raiding or this type of things. So these type of items are definitely going to sell for quite a lot. Same here, you have the Searing Needle dagger. Your attacks have a low chance to blast your target for 309,000 damage, as well as granting you Searing Dagger, adding a very high chance for your attacks to deal 30,000 fire damage for 30 seconds. So these type of weapons, again, are definitely interesting. You have some that are not really interesting, such as, for instance, the Judge's Gavel. But again, all the other ones are really good. And it's not only about the weapons, you also have a lot of other armor pieces. So here, as you can see, you have all these different things right here. And again, all these items can be sold on the auction house. And one thing that is very important to remember is that even though we do have some BoEs from the new raid, the Nereber Palace, all these different items are not covered by the new raid. So it means that sometimes you will still be able to sell them for people who want to try and build a full set of items. For instance, here, as you can see, these are the ones for plate items for the new raid, which includes a headpiece, boots, and also, I mean, that's pretty much it. And here, for instance, from the new timewalking raid, you also have the wrist. And so it means that if someone wants to buy all the best items directly from the auction house, they will be able to buy this one from the new raid. So as I mentioned, all these different BoEs will have a chance of dropping from the different trash mobs inside of the raid in timewalking difficulty. And if you want to know exactly which mobs have a chance of dropping which BoEs, you can go on WoW, type the name of the BoE, and then like that, you will be able to see exactly which mob has a chance of dropping this specific item. This is especially something I would recommend you to do if you are trying to get some of the big ticket items, such as, for instance, the different weapons, especially the staff, or other interesting armor pieces. You can go on ahead and really try to see which trash mobs you need to prioritize in order to have a better chance at getting these more expensive BoEs. As a reminder, all you have to do in order to do this farm is to find enough people to then tag here in normal or heroic difficulty. And then once you're here, as you can see, you can just click on join. Everyone in your group will be able to enter. And then all you have to do is to go around, kill all the different trash mobs that you can, especially, as I mentioned, all the different ones that will have a good chance of dropping some of these different items. And then you can just leave and do that again and again. So I think this is a pretty good way for you to do this farm. And I'm sure there are other ways maybe to also kill extra mobs, but this is something that normally you can do pretty easily. Also, what I would recommend you to do in order to find a group is to simply go and check the pre-made groups custom and for raid for the War Within. And here you just want to type maybe farm or BoEs. And sometimes you will have people doing this type of groups. So this is probably going to be the easiest way for you to find some groups. And again, other than that, you can also just go on Raid Legacy. And here normally you will be able to also find some other groups. And if there are no groups available and you don't have maybe friends or guilds to do this farm with, you can always create your own. So just something for you to remember. Make sure to type farm and also BoEs and BRD in the title, and hopefully people will find your group and join in order to farm all these different BoEs together. Also, if you're playing on a low pop realm and you know that it's probably going to take forever for you to sell these different items, or if you're playing on a realm where there's already too many of them available and the value is not super interesting, remember that you can use your warband bank in order to very easily transfer these different items to other realms where you will be able to sell them for more gold and hopefully faster. And here I would really recommend you to try and find some good high pop realms where you will have more customers for this type of items. The last thing that I want to mention is that we don't really know when the BRD Timewalking raid will be back. And so for now, all we know is that you have until January 6th to really farm these different items. And after that, you won't be able to farm these epic BOE items anymore. So I would really recommend you to try and farm a few of them. And even if at the moment the value is not so good, maybe keep them for a little while. Because even after the end of this patch and the beginning of the new patch, even if the eye level of some of these weapons will be a little bit low, remember that most likely these will still be the highest eye level BOE items you can get from the auction house, and for that reason, probably people will still spend a little bit of gold on them in order to get some of these quick BOEs and a pretty good eye level on some of their arts. Just something for you to remember. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new farm. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye.